Hello, Marcus Lim here with The Origins of Marvel Comics by Stan Lee, and this is edited by Chris Ryle. Okay, so this is a 50th anniversary of this book by Stan Lee. So originally 1974. Okay, so this book, this 50th anniversary came out late last year, 2024. Okay, and let's have a look. Yeah, so included are, you can see, beginnings of Fantastic Four, the Hulk, Spider-Man, Thor, and Doctor Strange. So 5 characters, or I should say, 5 titles. Okay. So this is, well, the name itself, right, tells you what it is. Origins. So I suppose it's the origin issues, right, or I suppose the first issues of these 5 titles. Okay, so let's have a look. Alright, so without the jacket, let me take the jacket off. So without the jacket, okay, it looks oh, that's interesting. So this looks like how they used to look, right? And then this looks like I think it's a Alex Ross painted version of it, right? Which I think, yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's get into the book itself, alright? So let's have a look. 50th anniversary edition. So the one I've got here is a hardcover. I think there is also a paperback one as well. Okay. But yeah, Stan Lee. So what you're getting here is a commentary, really. In addition to the reprints of the those issues, those key issues, you also get Stan Lee doing some commentary. All right. So you got here table of contents. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Fantastic Four, Hulk, Spider-Man, Thor, and Doctor Strange. And yeah, so that I was right. Alex Ross cover process. Right, Alex Ross doing the this dust jacket cover. All right. So let's have a look. Yes, yeah, I would say that obviously some of this stuff, right, are new, right, to this 50th anniversary edition. Anyway, the way it began, Chris Ryle. So this is probably a new, we call it introduction as well. Okay. Interview with Fireside Editor-in-Chief Linda Sunshine. Alright. So all this, I suppose, new stuff before we get to the actual. Actually, this is also new. Tom Brevoort, Origins Revisited. Alright. So yeah, this is definitely a very important piece of Marvel history, or I should even say comic history, right, as a whole. More to the story, Alex Ross. Okay. A remembrance, Larry Lieber. Alright. Okay, and I think here is where we get to the book, the original book in 1974, with Stan Lee doing all of the commentaries, right? Greetings, culture lovers. And then part 1, right? 4 will be better. Fantastic Four. So you get the description of how the Fantastic Four came to be, right? Told with the dramatic flair of Stan Lee, right? You get to see him bit of history about when he joined, right, Marvel Comics, when he was first known as Timely Comics, back in 1939. But then you flash forward to 1961, because that's when Fantastic Four was created. Him along with Jack Kirby. I think they're responding to the popularity of the Justice League. So they decided to have a team, right? for Marvel as well, and that's where Fantastic Four came to be. Okay, so here is the original first issue of Fantastic Four. You see how they became, how they got their powers and stuff. So, you know, I mean, this is, I mean, for me, I mean, I probably won't go and reread everything. It's for me a piece of comic book curiosity, right? And along with the original first issues, they also include a later issue, right? A few years later. What Stan Lee calls it more contemporary, right? Which obviously means, you know, closer to 1974. In this case, 1966. 5 years later, to present a tale. 5 years later, just to let us see how the Fantastic Four, the comic book, the style of the comic book, the look of it has evolved, I suppose, over the years. And often it means that, you know, maybe a different writer has taken over, a different artist, right? Okay, part 2. Yeah. Hulk, Incredible Hulk. They shall come in Jolly Green Giant. We get to see how Stan Lee, right, he wanted something a bit like Frankenstein, and also at the same time, the Thing from Fantastic Four was becoming one of the most popular characters. So combine those two and you get the Hulk again, with Jack Kirby doing the artwork. All right. Yeah, get the Hulk. All right, the Hulk. Let's see. The Hulk triumphant. And then again, right, as with the Fantastic Four, we get a later issue. And this time it says, yes, a different artist. Yeah, so there's the Hulk with the Submariner. Alright. Okay, let me quickly flip through this. Okay, now obviously if you are a comic book lover, right, this is something that you have to pick up. The world's best-selling swinger, well, Spider-Man, right, obviously. Spider-Man, interestingly, if you read through his commentary, he talks about how originally Jack Kirby was doing some of the... He wanted Jack Kirby to do some of the pages, and then he was saying how Jack Kirby's artwork made Spider-Man look too heroic. He wanted a look that is not too, like, hero looking. So that's why you got Steve Ditko to do the art, right? Because yeah, Spider-Man is supposed to be more, I don't know, like, you know, teenage superhero, right? Who does have powers and stuff, but he wants him to come across as more of a teenage superhero that teenagers can relate to. Alright, so a few years later, 1969, and interestingly, John Romita, right, up and coming star at the time, doing the artwork for this particular issue, right? Yes, then definitely tell it's John Romita, right? His style of artwork. And then we get to part 4, Thor now, back in Asgard. So I guess the thought process is, you know, having done Fantastic Four, Hulk, Spider-Man, how can you top them? And so he got the idea of doing a god, right? Super god from Norse mythology. That's why Thor was born. And yes, Jack Kirby again handling the artwork. I mean, his style is definitely well suited to drawing like godlike heroes. And then a later issue here, 1967, and we get I think more and more Stanley's saying how the way Thor talks is becoming more and more Shakespearean. Okay. And then finally we got Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts. Apparently Stanley is a big fan as a kid, right? A radio show called Chandu the Magician. So that's, I guess, is a big inspiration behind Doctor Strange, the Master of the Mystic Arts. And this one is also, I think, a Steve Ditko artwork as well. And then yes, again 1966. Fast forward 1966 to a more, I guess, recent tale, relatively speaking. And there you have it. So 5, what is that? 5, altogether 5 times 2, isn't it? 10 issues reprinted. And then an epilogue. And then here at the end here, it says this does appear in 1974. Okay, so there's Rare Bradbury, extra. And here's another extra, John Romita. What else have we got? Deluxe Rose cover process, right? Behind this cover, okay. Interesting. Right, so I didn't know this, but this original cover that we see here, John Romita, right? Because that's what it says, John Romita. And Alex Rose I guess he redoes it for the dust jacket. Okay. And a bit more extras. Original art. Yeah, very cool. There's a lot of extras in this one. This 50th anniversary edition of this very important book. Then you got biographies of everyone involved. Okay. And there you go. Origins of Marvel Comics by Stan Lee. The 50th anniversary edition. Okay. As I said, I'm probably not going to, unless I've got a lot of time, I'm thinking I probably won't be reading through every single one of those old stories from the 60s. Okay. But it's definitely a very important book, important piece of comic book history, right? All told with the flair that you've come to expect from Stan Lee, who has since passed away, right? A number of years ago now, right? But you know, back in 1974. In his very own words, how the 5 of Marvel's most famous creations came to be. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.